This is Triple M. It's the Marty Sheargold Show. Marty, look who's joined us.
What a treat. It's Mick Molloy and Sam Pag.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Thanks. No, please sit down, everybody. Sit down.
Please,
That's
not in
too
front of the
much.
guys.
That is too much.
We've seen a lot of each other lately before we talk about the front bar, the all-sport
have we
version
ever?
tonight. We're travelling the country as the comedians.
We're doing it again.
Three parts of what is a four-person show with our great mate Lawrence Mooney, and we're back this weekend.
We're back, and I've got good news. My favourite moment is backstage when we all get around in the dressing gowns that you
the
provided,
robes.
Prior to the first show, and I lost mine.
I know. In the move, Mick.
Well, we don't know where it ended up, but let's just say I found it and got it down to forensics. And, but it's back.
How did it go under the blue light?
Yeah, not good. Liminal, no.
The blue light started smoking, Marty. So that's something. I often get asked what it's like to be backstage with you three.
Wonderful, I'd imagine.
Of course, I say it. I say wonderful. Say it's a big honour. And then they go, "Wow, geez, those three, they'd be dangerous backstage. What are they hopping into it? How many beers they have? You know what it's like backstage? It's just me watching you three eat sandwiches.
It's unbelievable.
That's all it is, isn't it?
That's all I said to Artie is make sure you got sandwiches without crusts. I like finger sandwiches, Mick.
You're pretty particular about this. And
I don't want a whole sandwich.
what's that for?
Well, not at once.
Well,
Just
we're
by
not
the time you
Philistines.
No, I
Just
want
15 triangles.
exactly. I want a selection of sandwiches.
More for the
Do you
table.
like them cut into the triangles or cut in the straight lines?
I like the straight.
I do too.
Yeah. If you're at the Windsor, it's straight. That's where you get some of the best sandwiches.
The high tea
The high tea.
that we often have on a
That's
weekend.
what we need. We need a little three-tiered plate to come out with the sandwiches.
Get Artie on the line now.
That's all
Hey,
right.
so
Before this interview's over, we're going to organise
How would you do? I just wanted to seriously ask if, because you two are, old hands at it. Have you enjoyed it?
Oh, I've loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, just time out of the house. Nothing I love more than a hotel room.
I do notice when we're on the road on a Sunday, Marty doesn't get the early flight home, does he? Do you know what I mean? The last one on the Sunday's fine. You don't care when you get home.
No.
He's particular about going to the gate, though.
Oh, Mick doesn't like it because I go, right, well, it's come up, we've got to go to the gate. Mick's like, relax. I'm like, I'd really like to go to the gate if we could go to the gate.
Oh, you want to be the first one on?
Well, I don't want to miss the plane.
I'm the same.
But Mick works at a different pace to me.
Yeah, right.
No, well, you are go to the gate.
I'm going to the
Right.
gate now
Nick
for
and
Friday.
We're doing
I
it-
would happily camp there.
We're doing this show from Melbourne Airport. I'm happy when it says boarding. I'm happy to kind of go.
Yeah, it makes
Boarding.
sense.
Mick, last call.
Yeah, I know.
That's the
I
difference.
can't do last call.
And I like strolling on late to booze. Yeah. You know the guy who comes on late? They go, we're just waiting on... If they ever call your name, is Mr. Molloy on the flight? If you could you present yourself to the staff, and then you come on.
We were so early for the first trip, wherever that was, that we were standing out front of the Amcal chemist, and I was like, well, trying to distract Mick. Well, maybe we need something from the chemist while we're here. Would you ever have a fisherman's friend?
They knew me by name there. Another prescription to fill, is it, Mick?
You were there, so you got there so early. Last. You actually helped them refuel the plane, Marty. So I thought that was a nice touch.
I do like getting to the gate. But
like getting to the
I've
gate.
adapted. I've calmed down.
You've loosened up.
I've loosened up a bit. So that's all that. That's all happening. I believe you can still get tickets if you're in Melbourne to a Palais show on the 1st of April.
Okay.
It's probably the only opportunity you'll get to get a ticket
If you want to be part of history.
if you want to be part of history.
Was your last gig ever?
My last gig will be well before that.
Well, we were talking about that the other day on the show, unique gigs you were at, because we were all at Elton John where Molly pulled his pants down and flashed his bum at everyone. Then we were getting people saying, I saw Bruce Springsteen with Tom Morello.
Yep.
Anything spring to mind for either of you gents about a unique gig you found yourself at where you're like, Jesus, what's happening here?
I had a good one where I went to see Beastie Boys, a big day out in Melbourne, and my mates rang and said they're performing tonight in Sydney at New South Wales University under the name Quasar.
Right.
Get on a plane. So I get on the plane, go up to Sydney Uni, go into this room. There's about 200 people. John Spencer Blues Explosion is playing.
Yeah.
And then they go, ladies and gentlemen, Quasar, out
Unreal.
come Beastie Boys dressed in
Unbelievable.
orange death row jumpsuits.
Yeah.
And they start doing 2-minute punk rock versions of songs like Billy Joel. You have to be a big shot, didn't you?
How much fun?
And I'm sitting there going, how good is this?
Yeah.
And
That
I'm
is
literally
unbelievable.
5 metres away from the Beastie Boys.
I love that, Mick.
What about
Pangy, unique gig?
What's the question?
Doesn't matter, mate. You are a unique gig.
I was just waiting for Mick to finish.
People in Melbourne will know that you've taken a break from doing your breakfast radio show with Jonathan Brown. And who was the other person on that show?
Chrissy Swan.
Chrissy Swan, my apologies.
On Nova.
And how are you enjoying it? No alarm?
Yeah, no alarm.
Loving it?
And I did, because Mick's doing breakfast radio in Sydney, and
Absolutely.
I did think of ringing you both on I think you're back on the 16th of January,
it's
and I
early.
did think of ringing you from the first tee at a golf club.
You should have.
And
How's it feel?
But I'm enjoying it.
Well,
but
that's the only way you'll ever work in radio again.
And
This
the
is
only
it
time
for
you
me.
can tee off as well,
Unless
because
you
it's
two have-
members only, mate.
unless you two my
What's your
uncle, my
concert?
uncle owns the land. It's okay.
Did you go to a Don Rickles? Was that a concert? It's not really a musical concert.
Are we
is
going back there? What are you
just
asking me
go
for?
for it,
Unique
eh?
gigs.
Oh,
Yeah, Don Rickles would have been pretty unique. He must have been a fair age when you saw him.
I saw Don Rickles at the River Rock Casino when he was 81 years old. And then I saw him at the Grove in Anaheim at 83, and he did better at 83 than he did at 81. It was unbelievable.
The Marty Sheargold Show.
All right, gents, front bar.
Front bar, yes.
This is fantastic. It's back. Is this the first one this year? Excuse me for not knowing, Mick.
No, please. Let's talk.
Listen,
I'm not entirely sure myself. I think it's on 9 o'clock tonight on Channel 7. John
Yes.
Bertrand is a guest and
Lauren Jackson's the other guest.
John Bertrand this week, Booney next week. We're going through all the great moustaches in Australian sporting history.
And John Bertrand, of course, was the wing keel.
That's right, yes. Well, so Australia too, famously, it's one of the most famous moments in Australian sport, won the America's Cup. And some say he's the best skipper ever. I doubt that. I've got a few. He's there.
He's yours.
Captain Scatina.
Yeah, I like him.
Captain Scatina.
Of Concordia.
Yeah.
He was good.
Magellan.
Yeah,
was
Magellan
good.
was brilliant. Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Captain Jack Sparrow. Imagine
The
being
skipper
in
skipper from Gilligan's Island. I would put right up there. too.
and let's not forget the captain and Tennille.
So
That
John's
was a
on.
funny chat backstage, wasn't it? Remember when we were naming our
I
testicles?
was only telling the guys the other day, Hall and Oates is what I'm calling the boys.
You're
Yeah.
going Hall and Oates. What did you go with?
Crockett and Tubbs. I went for as a Miami Vice.
I think I went with Captain and Tennille.
You did.
Oh, no, or was it Simon and Garfunkel?
Or was it Leno and Woodley?
I think Cheech and Chong were in there somewhere as well. But
Starsky and Hutch.
listen, that's what we do backstage.
That's just fun.
All Sports Show.
All
National,
Sports Show,
bit of
John
fun.
Bertrand and Lauren Jackson, who's had a phenomenal career. She made the comeback. She's now gone back into retirement.
She's our best basketballer of all time.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Ever.
right up there.
Number one draft in the WNBA. 3 years best and fairest, is it? Or won a flag?
Well, that's all for the producers
This is
meeting.
why-
I mean, this is a backstage chat of its own.
Can you do anything without Andy Marr on your right saving him? 'Cause that's a
What he does
disgrace.
is he saves me and then I turn on him.
Well, you've done that. You've done
I've
front
enjoyed
bar
the
many
front bar the
times.
couple of times that I've done it, and
You're
I
very
always
good.
souvenir a beer glass. So I'm building my range of beer glasses, which of
Well, there
course
you
we're
go.
very happy to have Furphy on board.
Well,
this year.
Furphy, you're going to take it to the
Very,
next level.
very lucky to have Furphy.
That is a disgrace,
The
Randy. I
one-
can't believe what I just saw.
The wonderful people that are.
A massive change. We're now drinking out of handles.
Are you?
Yes. So that's something to look forward
And is
to.
it a promotional Furphy?
There might be a little Furphy
Yeah, there should be.
sign somewhere.
They deserve it for making the right decision
They
to get
did.
on board.
Marty, that was
Thank you,
very,
mate.
very smooth. And which, by the way, I don't know, between Mick and the sponsor, they should know that they won't be getting that level of support from me.
No, they don't need it from you.
Also, yesterday we had a moment in the production in the office when you could get into it, where the new glass came out. Like Mick said, it's a mug,
It was a reveal.
which I was handed and said, "Do you think this will be okay?" So I was like, I had to was the weight okay? Is this going to be okay for you to sit at the bar? And I'm going, Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I think I'll.
It's a glass.
Yeah.
No, it's like an extension of your arm.
Totally.
It's like if you're Steve Smith and you get a new bat, you walk around with it for a while.
People might not know the full history of the front bar, and I was having this chat with William. I was having a shit with William this morning. We were talking
You
about
do
it.
everything on this show to get the name.
And I said, there's a whole online component of this show that people may not be aware of when it was AFL.com.
Correct. And it was actually filmed in a bar with us drinking beer at a pub called the All Nations. And I wasn't supposed to be in it. I was just drinking there at the time.
What year was that?
Thought it was a documentary, Marty.
I would have been about 8 years ago. And so all the networks passed on it. And even the beer companies were going kind of come say, come sa. So we went, you know what? Let's go and make it online for the AFL. And they were like 12 minutes, 14-minute spots that we used to film at 9 o'clock in the morning at the All Nations. And then people used to have to come and drag us out at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Drink all day.
It was the most dangerous.
Yeah.
We'd finish the show.
Yeah.
And think, okay, that's a wrap.
That's it.
And
Should
then
we have a beer?
What do you reckon? It's like right there. We didn't have to move, and that was we used to
Change venues.
film it on a Thursday, and that's why Mick and I missed many Friday mornings on Breakfast Radio.
Yeah, of course. Look, it's wonderful as always. The guests we know,
Yes.
the show we love. Are we rolling now right through into the footy
Into
season?
the footy. We'll do half a dozen of these all sports and then go straight into the footy season. So,
And how are you enjoying being back on air with the M's in Sydney, Mick?
It's sooner than I'd anticipated.
Took you by surprise.
It took me on the
You've got
side
a
of
bit
my
of colour. You've
surprise.
had a lovely off season.
I did indeed. Played a bit of golf.
I bet
As
you
you
did.
have, Marty, too, by the way. You're looking
Career best
glowing
form.
over there.
I bought Margaret River. You would have loved it. Well done, blokes. Have fun.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Thanks, Marty.
The Marty Sheargold Show.